Picture this. You're 4 years old and you get dragged into a room by a bunch of researchers. And these researchers, they sit you down and they put a marshmallow in front of you. And they say to you, you can take this one marshmallow, you can eat it right now, or you can wait 15 minutes and you can have 2 marshmallows. It's pretty exciting, isn't it? So you can either take the instant gratification of eating this one marshmallow right now, or you can have the delayed gratification of waiting for a little bit and having 2 marshmallows. Which one are you going to choose? I know which one I would have chosen. Little me, little skinny fat me with gyno, with fucking ADHD and all this other bullshit. I would have just eaten that one marshmallow. Like, the researchers, they wouldn't even have to like sit down and tell me. Like, they could have placed a marshmallow in front of me. And before they even could talk, I would have just snatched it and just ate it immediately. This test, you've probably heard of this test before. This test was a test of willpower. Willpower is the skill of resisting desires. I'll say that again. Willpower is the skill of resisting desires, of basically just disobeying your lizard brain. That's simply what it is. Your lizard brain, you can imagine this. It's like this part of your brain known as basically just the amygdala. And this part of your brain is responsible for basically all of the troubles that you went through, why you're addicted to porn and junk food and video games and all this other bullshit. It's because you've heard this voice before. There's that one part of your brain that's always just like, oh yeah, we can eat this, we can do this, we can play this game for 4 more hours. You've definitely heard that voice before. And so willpower is the skill of resisting that voice. Willpower is the skill of disobeying that voice. Willpower is the skill of resisting desires. And this is really, really important. Really, really important. Now, I can make videos on being able to resist, porn and video games and stuff. And I have made those videos. You can go and watch the videos that I made before. They're all about this stuff. But it gets so much deeper than that. It gets so much deeper than that. Greatness wasn't achieved by people who tried to be great at all things. That's a very, very important statement that you have to realize. Greatness was not achieved by people who try to be great at all things. What do I mean by this? Well, the best people in the world at anything, at business, at athletics, at whatever it is, singing, music, whatever. Those people, you can think right now, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, Elon Musk, all of these people, they're great people. They're great at what they do. Not because they focused on being great at everything. But what they did is they poured their energy into a few things. Just a few things that mattered most to them. And they got good at them. And in extreme cases, they just did one thing. Literally one thing. Like Mike Tyson. Basically, he just did one thing. And that's why he was probably one of the greatest boxers of all time. So how can this be applicable to your life? Well, there's a reason why I have this whiteboard behind me. Please, trust me, I don't have this whiteboard behind me just to I bought this whiteboard for this purpose, all right? So I'm going to draw 2 diagrams for you. If you have the attention span to sit through this. If you don't, you can just click off right now. Okay, so what did these mean? Well, this right here, this is you. That's you right there. Why? Because you're spreading yourself too thin. You're diverting your energy into things that don't even matter, into things that are, quite frankly, just fucking useless. And so that stands for energy. This is you. Look at how much your energy's been stretched thin. Because why? Because you're focusing on just random things. When you go to school, what happens? You get tons and tons of desires, don't you? Because when you walk into school, when you walk into a classroom, how many desires do you get? Hundreds? Maybe even thousands? I've seen this with myself. As soon as I walk into the gym, I just get so many random desires. When I'm warming up, I see a guy who's bigger than me, and I think, oh yeah, maybe I should bulk. Maybe I should get into martial arts, and I should train MMA so that if I can if I ever have to fight him, I could beat him up. What? Why? There's another guy there who's quite shredded, and so I think, oh yeah, maybe I should, maybe I should cut and like, be more shredded and stuff. There's an attractive girl over there. There's that old friendship group that you're a part of. There's that new friendship group that you're a part of. School actually is one of these by itself. So we can just draw another diagram of these and just call it school. This is just school by itself, isn't it? Because what classes are you taking? You're taking math and science and history and language and all these other classes. There's those idiot friends who you still hang out with who are not even really that good for you, but you still spend time with them because you have no respect for yourself. There's that hot girl over there. There's that guy over there who's bigger than you. There's those sports teams that you want to be a part of. School is one of these by itself, let alone like the rest of your life. Now, why is this important? Is because the people who were the most successful, they were this. They didn't spread themselves thin like this. They just focus on basically just one thing. Like basically just one arrow. There's one arrow here. And they just poured all of their energy into that one thing. And look how far this arrow is. Look how much progress this guy is making compared to you. Compared to everybody else. Like you can probably label each one of those arrows. You can probably label every single one of those arrows. There's that Instagram theme page that you're trying to grow. There's that TikTok account that you have. There's that Snapchat group that you're a part of. There's these bunch of YouTubers that you like to watch. There's that TV show that you're kind of interested in. Like you can label this, just like label all of these arrows you can. And actually, you're probably going to have to add like 50 more of these arrows. You're going to have to add so many more. And look how much progress you're making in each of these. Like you're only going just like a little bit. Whereas if you were like this, now I don't think we should be as extreme as this. Like most guys, like most people who end up like this, like they're actually depressed, aren't they? Because they're pouring their energy to just one thing. But I think maybe just, fuck, I'm gonna have to erase this. But instead of just doing that, instead of just pouring your energy all into one thing, because you should only be focusing on a few things. But I think like, once again, like the people who live that life where they only do one thing and they don't do anything else, that's quite depressing. And so I think maybe just three or four that you focus most of your time on. That's it. Maybe one of them could be your work, your business, your schoolwork. Sure, you can do that. Maybe one of them could be health and fitness. Because that's important. That's really, really important, isn't it? One of them could be family and friends. Another one maybe could be like religion, if you're religious, or spirituality. I don't want to spell spirituality. But just these few things. Instead of being like this, because this doesn't get you anywhere. This doesn't do you any favors. If you try, because this is you right now, if you try and be like this, you will make no progress at all. Trust me when I say this, you will make no progress at all, because I've tried it before. I've been like this before. This is also me. This was also me. I was like this before. I've tried a bunch of different business models. I've tried, drop shipping and agency and all these other things. I've tried like a bunch of different workout routines. Like before I even found like a consistent workout routine, I would try like a lot of things. I would try like, there would be this new study that would say like, oh yeah, stretch mediated hypertrophy via lengthened partials and the sagittal plane or whatever the fuck is like better for muscle growth. And I would do that. And they'd say like, oh no, kettlebells are actually what you need. And I would just do only kettlebells. And say like, oh damn, body weight isometrics are what you need to build true strength. I would just do body weight. It's like, you're spreading yourself too thin. Focus on the things that actually matter. Everything else is completely and utterly useless. It's a distraction and it will take away from one of these. So figure out right now. We can call this the essential few. That's the essential few. What is essential? Figure out right now. This is an actual step right now. Write this down on a piece of paper, on your computer, whatever. What is essential for you? What is essential for you? Figure that out. And so for me, you can actually like write this down and like specific things. And you should be doing this right now with me, by the way. Go like find a piece of paper. Go like on your computer, go open like a random like notes page or something. What is essential for you? For me, work. The only things I do in work is record videos and maybe scripting. I also just learn. That's considered part of my work for me, learning. And for me, that means like books, vids, podcasts. That's it. That's all I do for work. That's one section, health and fitness. Weights. Good sleep is really essential. Good diet. Martial arts. Basically the only, and I guess you could put like stretching. Those are the only things I do for health and fitness. Family. Is just, my parents, so just family. And my close friends. I don't waste time on the idiot friends who I don't even care about and who probably also don't even care about me. I only focus on basically, and I guess spirituality, just reading the way of the superior man. That's it. These are the things that are focused on, that I only focus on. This is the essential few. For me, at least. Now, I hope that you weren't being an idiot and a pussy and you actually like wrote this down with me. Once you have this list of what is essential for you, just stick to it. That's it. Like for me, like honestly, like I'm not really looking to like add anything into this. I'm not really looking for that. It would mean the world if I could like subtract something from this, but I don't think I really could subtract anything from this. These are the things that I spend my time on. I don't like to look at Instagram. I don't use TikTok. I don't watch fucking TV shows or movies or whatever the fuck. I don't play video games. That's a waste of time. These are the things that I focus on. That's it. It's as simple as that. Find the few things that really matter to you and focus on them, the essential few. Everything else is a complete distraction and it will sacrifice from one of these things. Because right now, you have a list. You can add a bunch of things to this. This is not your essential few. You have like a bunch of things. Like you have just a random list right here of just things that don't even mean anything. You can think of all of these things right now. The friendship group that you're a part of that doesn't mean anything. Those idiot friends who you still spend time with, right? That doesn't mean anything. All the YouTubers that you're subscribed to that you don't really get value from, that doesn't mean anything. The TV shows that you watch, the video games that you play, that doesn't mean shit. Figure out these and remove this, because this doesn't matter. This is all the things that are so microscopic that don't mean anything. Just erase it and only focus on these things. These are the things that really matter for me. And honestly, I think these are the things that really matter just for everybody. Your work, meaningful work, that gives you like purpose, and that also, can make you money. Your health and fitness, of course, that's also important. Your family, close friends, that's probably one of the most important things. And for me, just spirituality. That's it. And I guess also I could put prayer, meditation. That's it. Figure out this list right now and only focus on it. I know I'm repeating all over again, but you need to hear this because you're wasting so much time. And I've wasted so much time as well. Because remember, again, that diagram that I drew to you, I used to be this guy. I used to spread myself so thin. I used to try everything. I used to be so focused on what other people thought of me, and what business to start, what workout routine I should be doing. This is what happens. Honestly, I could have probably added like 100 more of those arrows. You also probably could add 100 more of these arrows. Actually, that's another actionable step. Like, do that. Do that right now. Figure out. Like, you can draw this diagram, or maybe you can just list it out. What are the things to you that you know for a fact, like, are a waste of time? You know for a fact that you shouldn't be doing them, but you're doing them anyway. What are those things? Write them down and just stop doing them and only focus on these things. Because once you build your whole day around these things, you won't have time to waste time on TikTok or to talk to your idiot friends anymore. You're only going to have time for these specific things. That's it. It's really that simple. Now, the reason why willpower is so important is because you're going to get desires. You're going to get so many desires once you walk into school, once you walk into work, once you walk into wherever. You're just going to get desires that pop up throughout your day. And so you just need to resist all of them. And once again, go back and think to the essential few that really, really matter. You're going to get desires. You're going to get desires from watching this video. You're going to get desires from watching every other YouTube video that you watch. You're going to get desires when you walk into school. You're going to get these desires. And you're going to have to resist them. Because what's the alternative? If you don't resist these desires, once again, do I really have to draw that diagram? Yeah, probably not. You probably already know what's going to happen. Whereas if you do resist these desires, and you focus on just the few things, again, the 3 or 4 things that matter most, you can make so much progress by just doing these. So again, willpower is really, really important. It's one of the most important skills that you can have. One of the most important skills. Because otherwise, you're just going to end up, again, like this guy. Stretching yourself thin and not making any progress. Whereas if you do level up your willpower, you're going to become like this. Really making progress to the things that matter most to you. These are the things that matter most to me. Figure out what matters most to you and just focus on those things. Everything else is a distraction and it doesn't matter. And so willpower is really, really important. So how do you level it up? You can absolutely level up your, like, I hate these dudes who say like, oh no, you can't level up your willpower. Willpower is a limited resource, and there's a study that like, what? Does that belief serve you in any way to believe that willpower is a limited resource? Because I'm pretty sure like there's been studies done that show that if you believe that willpower is a limited resource, then it will be a limited resource. But if you believe that willpower is unlimited and that you can actually like level it up, then you're gonna have that same effect. Because once again, like the beliefs that you have are so important, so important. And so you need to level up your willpower. You need to level up in this willpower skill. And one of the ways that I've leveled up in this willpower skill, which I know might sound weird, is to take your favorite treat, your favorite chocolate bar, your favorite whatever. If it's something that you can like store somewhere like out in the open, then yeah. If it's like ice cream or some shit, then like no, don't do that. If it's like pizza or whatever, then yeah. But I used to take it and just put it on my desk, and I used to just let it sit there, and I used to just stare at it and just feel these emotions, feel that craving for that thing, that chocolate bar, whatever it is, and just say to yourself like, no. Like, why do you have so much control over me? And once you keep saying no to that, once you put it on your desk, this is an actionable step right now. Go and grab your favorite chocolate bar, your favorite, treat or whatever. If you can store it, like again, if it's like ice cream or some shit, then no. But go grab that, place it right next to you on your desk. And every single day, you have the willpower. You're going to have the willpower to say no to it. Now, once again, you're going to make excuses. You're going to make so many excuses. And I did as well. I made excuses. I was like, okay, I'm going to put this on my desk and I'm going to look at it for a few minutes. And then I'm going to eat it because, might as well just eat it because like it's right there and I'll just quickly eat it so no one can see. No, that's not how that works. You put this on your desk and you say no to it. No matter the physical sensations of like cravings that you get, you say no to it. And eventually your willpower is going to level up. Eventually you're going to get better at saying no to things because that's actually a pretty important skill to have. It's really important to say no because again, like this goes back to this diagram like every single time. This is the yes mentality. The fuck, that's an awful ass, bro. There you go. This is the yes mentality. This right here, this is no. This is what happens when you say no. Is that you keep focusing on these things. If you say yes, this is what will happen. You are going to stretch yourself then because you don't have enough willpower to say no. And so by leveling up your willpower, you're going to level up in each one of these areas because you're going to be able to focus on them more and not on this bullshit. So to level up your willpower, go grab your favorite treat, your favorite thing, and go put it on your desk and just stare at it. Once again, you're gonna make excuses. You're gonna cope. You're gonna say like, oh no, but like, it's right there in front of me, so I might as well eat it now. Blah blah blah. No, none of that. You go put it on your desk and you say no to it. Now, at the end of the day, at the end of this, your willpower is gonna be drained. It's gonna be drained, but it's just like the gym. It's exactly like the gym, in fact. Because once you go into the gym and you train hard, like your muscles are fatigued, right? Like they're drained. But once you sleep and recover, what happens? They get bigger and they get stronger. Same thing with willpower. Once you use like this willpower muscle and you've done like a bunch of sets and reps by just staring at this one thing. I know this might sound weird. Like this sounds like weird, doesn't it? But trust me, it will greatly level up your willpower because once you do this and you say no to whatever it is, the next day, you've just leveled up. You went from level 1 to like level 4. You went from level 1 willpower from just doing this one hard thing. It's really, really hard to resist this thing because, again, this is your favorite item, your favorite treat. You resist this thing. You say no. The next day, you've just leveled up significantly. And again, you do it the next day and the next day. You're going to get good at saying no. And when you get these desires in your mind, when these desires pop up into your head, you need to say, okay, you need to scrutinize it. You need to say, where did this desire come from? This desire came from looking at this guy or looking at this girl, looking at this video. And I got this desire to get into MMA or some random bullshit. You got this desire from other people, and it's not your own, and you're just gonna waste time, and you're gonna end up like this with the yes mentality. You need to have the no mentality. And again, you have the no mentality by just leveling up your willpower. It's as simple as that. Hope this video helped you, bro. Take care.